Good afternoon, everyone. I sure hope you enjoyed your midday rations. I know I sure did. Now let's all try and zone and chill out while we listen to some lo-fi beats this afternoon.
We interrupt this scheduled broadcast for a breaking news update from the Sticky Buttons podcast.
All right, what is up, guys? This is Brandon.
And this is Blake.
And this is the Sticky Buttons podcast.
It's a pretty chill video game podcast. We're happy to be here with you today.
We are very happy to be here with you today. And
Pretty sure it's Nintendo November. Is that what we decided last time?
Yes, Nintendo November. And boy, have I been on that Switch.
I have also been on that Switch. I have, over this past week, I would say I played 90% of my time on the Switch. Gotta give a little bit of credit to the Xbone.
I would say I've been about 80% on the Switch, 20 on the P4. Speaking on the P4, tonight, 12 a.m., release date, I'm going to try and get my hands on a P5.
Oh, yeah?
See how that goes.
I was looking earlier this week. I think that you might have some luck looking at Target. I would maybe try like Target, Best Buy, Walmart. I think that they've kind of, PlayStation and Microsoft kind of announced that they're trying to do zero physical sales.
Right.
And do all digital, to protect everybody from the COVID. But yeah, actually that brings me back. Now I'm thinking about it. I actually, in my notes for this day, I wanted to talk to you about, I've switched on what I think I'm going to get.
Really?
Dude, I am still so up in the air. And I took a hard look at my life as it stands and my finances. I came to the realization that it's late into 2020, and despite what Dr. Fauci says, I'm probably gonna travel home, see my family for Christmas. Then I gotta buy presents for everybody. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I mean, I could just buy it, but I think it'd be the smart move to wait a little bit. But yeah, I before this weekend, I was kind of leaning Xbox. Before, I was like, right away, I was like, oh, PlayStation's the way to go. But then I really like all like Microsoft messages, like their like messages and stuff about like getting rid of the exclusivity and being more welcoming to players at different price points. And I really fuck with that. But now I'm thinking PS5. I'm thinking.
Oh, yes. Join the dark side.
I think I am, man. I don't see how because like all my biggest argument for getting the Xbox was game preservation. And I was like, oh, I'll get to play all the games that I like.
Keep that library.
Keep the library. But then I was like, fuck it. I can play everything that I have right now. So I want to experience some new things and check out some new stories and I feel like I've just missed so much not having a PlayStation.
Here's to a new decade, 2020. You're starting a new decade, new console.
It's feeling fresh, man. It's feeling fresh. Not to get too political, but it's feeling good, man.
Yes, I thought you weren't gonna bring it up. Yes,
dude. I've been so happy, man. What'd you do when you found out?
Dude, I was so excited. We popped some champagne over here.
Nice. Up in Queens?
Yeah.
Love that, man.
Yeah, and the streets went crazy. Everyone was celebrating. Had a bunch of friends that went out into the city, and it was a great day out here in New York City.
Yeah, it was. I was incidentally enough, I was playing one of the video games I'm going to talk about today. But I was playing, and then like I heard some people. They started whooping and hollering, and then the horn started going off, and I was like, I don't even have to look it up. I already know what happened.
Yep.
That was really awesome. Like being in it just felt like we were at like the center of the world, out here in New York, and
seriously,
it also it felt like I guess kindred of the human spirit. I would say it just felt like everybody out here was on the same page, and we're all really happy.
Yeah,
it's just on
the same frequency, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and my roommate. So I got a new roommate a couple months ago. He's a teacher. I think he teaches English. So shout out to all the teachers out there.
Shout out to all the teachers.
But he worked in Asia, so his like sleep schedule was like really messed up. I guess, well, if it works for him, it works for him. It's not like, I'm not knocking anybody for having a different sleep schedule, but I do not see him very often. So we went out, grabbed a slice of pizza, and then we played Magic the Gathering because he has some cards that I noticed when he moved in.
That's awesome. Gotta love card games.
Have you ever played Magic the Gathering?
I've never indulged in Magic. I've only played Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Kid growing up, and I would take a gander at Magic, but I never got into it.
To bring it into the gaming world, I don't really fuck with card games because I don't like how they're just pay to play, like at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, in order to have the strategy that you want and do it how you want. Like, I just like, it feels like they really kind of like play on all the bad things. Like, it's the same thing that like loot crates and microtransactions prey on. You know, it's like the gambling addict, and you know, unfortunately, that's just the reality that in order to stay competitive, you have to have the newest cards and stuff. But the reason that I really wanted to bring it up is I noticed that they did this cool thing that I didn't know about. They had like a dual pack. So like if you could buy 2 decks, so like you and your friends could play, and they were like compatible against each other.
Yeah.
So if you're just starting out and don't really know, that is really cool. That's a cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that they did that. So I thought that was interesting.
That's awesome. That's a great way to like get you started.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually I had a friend that was into Magic, and I traded a Yu-Gi-Oh deck for Magic cards, but then I never got the Magic cards. So I hope he paid it forward.
I hope so too.
Yeah, man. So what have you been playing for this Nintendo November that we got going on?
Man, I've been playing just a ton of Pokemon Shield. It's a great game. I've already played through it twice, and I've also played through Pokemon Sword once. And when I say I've played through it, meaning I defeated the Pokemon League. That's what I consider playing through it, because you kind of go through some credits, and that's like the main story.
Yeah.
But this time around, I'm excited to actually get the expansion pass. I think I'm gonna explore that.
Yeah,
And
that's cool. I found out that they had one of those. Isn't it like $25 or something like that?
yeah, I think it's like $30.
What do you know exactly what it is and what it does?
I don't know exactly quite yet. I'm kind of just taking my time now with the game and really just enjoying the new region, exploring it, getting to know all the new Pokemon. You know, I feel like I kind of just rushed through it to get the story and to like build the team that I wanted to build. You know, I just like to like build up and like evolve certain Pokemon. So you got to play through the story to catch them or to find them.
So how many gyms are you in right now?
So I've defeated 5 so far.
Oh man,
5
that makes me
gyms.
feel bad. I've defeated 3 at this point.
That's good. You got the main 3, the starter gyms, the fire.
Actually, I apologize. I have only beat 2, and I saved it right outside the 3rd gym, so I haven't beat Fire yet.
Okay.
But I've got a lineup, and it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna knock him out?
I'm gonna knock him out. I'm really feeling the Dynamax, man. That is cool.
I know. I thought you would like it.
Man, I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but I'm just like so blown away by this. Like, I have not played a Pokemon title since like Pearl. Actually, I played Platinum, which I guess was 1 year after.
Yeah.
But oh man, this is like, there's just so many new game mechanics, and it just feels so like different and so good. Like, I am so into it. I am just so blown away by it. I have never had like an incentive to catch Pokemon before, because it feels like you just always like, oh, like just like beat them, and then you get the XP points, and then like if you really want something, like then you catch it.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got like 80 Pokemon. I've got almost almost 2 boxes full, and then a third one of just like the ones that I like might train up.
Like the ones you really like and you want to see evolve. Like,
yeah, I'm really excited to play to to get in some fairy Pokemon. I have not had that. That was not a, I guess, class of Pokemon the last time I played.
Yeah.
That is cool. And then there's like, they're just cool. Like some of the Pokemon are really cool. Some of them I think are a little dumb. Like the one
Which
that's
ones?
like the one that's it's like the coal, but it's in like the coal bucket.
Oh, I love that one actually. Carcoal.
Dude, I have not seen. I actually haven't battled it because so I just went through like the Galaga mine #2.
Ooh, I love that. I love that
Also,
spot.
the mines are so cool. They like sparkle. It
Yeah,
is such a
so many
cool
great
environment.
Pokemon to catch too.
Oh,
I spend a lot of time in there.
those are so cool. But it's actually funny because I didn't realize that it was a Pokemon until I guess like so when you're through the second mine, the fire gym is training in there.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there's all these water type Pokemon. He's like, yeah, really gotta train up, and it's like he's like running with a sweat towel around his neck. I thought that was cool, but you basically messed up some Team Yell guys because they were getting in the way of honest work.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that's a Pokemon. Because like when I was in the first mine, I kept like seeing these things coming at me, and I would just like move out of the way. And I was like, man, like what's gonna happen if one of those hits me? I didn't realize it was a Pokemon. I thought it was just a mine cart.
Yeah.
Just, like going through the mine. I was like, oh, it's not even on the tracks. What's going on?
Did it hit you?
No, I moved out of the way every
Ah,
time.
man, you should have caught it. You haven't caught Carcoal.
I
Is what
haven't
you're
caught
telling me.
Carcoal. I haven't caught that one.
Man, you gotta catch him. His final evolution is amazing. And the reason why I like Carcoal a lot is because he has this one move called Flame Charge. And Flame Charge is this fire move. It does about 60 damage. Every time you use it, it increases your speed stat. So you just increasingly get faster and faster if you keep using this Flame Charge move. And it's just a great way to like knock out another person's team entirely with just one move.
Definitely. I'll have to check it out. What's your team, man? Do you mind me asking?
I do not. Off the top of my head, I have Inteleon, which is the final evolution of the water starter. What's the name of that?
Oh, it's like Sable? Or here, I actually got my switcher here. I'll pull up the old Pokédex.
Pull out the old decks. Do it for the one time.
Are you thinking about completing this Pokédex?
Yes, I definitely am. I'm gonna do that.
I'm thinking about it too. I've never completed a Pokédex, but I mean, do you know how many are in this one?
A lot.
Are there really? I thought this one
didn't.
I thought there weren't that many in this one.
Oh, dude, no, there are a lot. There's not only the Galar region Pokemon. There's also just a plethora of other regions.
Yeah, I actually got a Pokemon from another region, from an NPC. Really? It was Meowth.
I love Meowth. Dude, I have speaking of Pokemon from other regions, I have Toxicroak from the Sinnoh region. I love Toxicroak. It's a poison fighting type. I have Noibat. It's this little bat that I caught at the Galar mine, but I know that it turned into a Noivern. I love dragon type, so my team has a lot of dragons. I have a Axew.
I haven't even seen some of these yet, man.
Actually, it's a Fracture. It's called a Fracture. It's the second evolution of Axew, and it's this really badass dragon type. And then I also have a Flygon, which is a Pokemon all the way from, what region is that? The Hoenn region, which is throwback. That's like Pokemon Emerald stuff. It's a Trapinch. It's the evolution of Trapinch.
Oh, is that the one that like is on the ground? That like close like the steel trap, and it like is on the Okay.
No. You're thinking of I think Stunfisk.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Man, you're really good at the names. I'm actually learning a lot more of them because normally I give my Pokemon nicknames, and it's really fun to do that if you're gonna play a run like that. But I've been trying just because there's so many new ones. I really wanted to like learn the names and stuff. It's Sobble. That's the name of the first water type.
Yep, there we go, Sobble.
Yeah, it's Sobble, Scorbunny, and Croaky.
And dude, I also have Rillaboom on my team, the final evolution of your starter.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, he has some drums.
Yeah, the Thwacky has some drums. That's the second evolution. I like my Thwacky. He's in my box right now though, because I'm about to go up against Fire type. Oh man, I am loving the pumpkin one, the Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo.
Pumpkaboo,
Yeah.
man. So my favorite types, the ones that I normally try to lean to, are I really like Psychic and I love Grass, and then I normally try and like just fill my team out from there. But I've actually got I've got some different Pokemon this time that I normally don't really fuck with. I'm really feeling the Ghost type this time. I've got a
Mm,
couple Ghosts, couple Darks.
they're badass because you can't really hit them.
Yeah. I have so on my team right now that I'm gonna go up against the Fire Gym with, I've got a Slowpoke, which is let's see, what are Slowpoke's moves? The ones that I have right now. I have Confusion, Yawn, Surf, and Zen Headbutt.
Oh, that yawn is annoying.
Dude, I have literally that Yawn has saved me so many times, and that's like pretty much how I catch like all my Pokemon. I just put them to sleep, and I normally do. It normally takes like if like full health, but if they're asleep, it takes me like 2 balls to catch them. And
Yeah.
I've been running, dude. I've been mowing through them. I've really another thing that I really like about this game is I feel like other people are actually like a threat. You know what I mean? Like they can like actually do damage to my team. Whereas
Yeah.
like in the Pearl that I'm playing through also, like I am so overpowered. Like I'm at least 20 levels above the people that I see in the wild, and it's just like almost not even fun
Yeah.
because
No,
it's
yeah.
like not very much of a challenge. I definitely like will make sure that I have potions and revives. I mean, I think I've only used like one. I'll use a revive if I'm trying to get XP, and I'll just like put them at the bottom because like that's also some like every Pokemon gets XP whenever you fight or catch something, so that's cool.
Dude,
Uh,
I'm thinking we should do like a Pokemon fight on the on the
we should,
podcast
man.
episode. We can just talk about it as we put our teams up against each other.
That would be fun. I'd be about that. You know, I think that we could actually. I feel like we could stream that. So I think you can stream the Switch.
I'm fairly certain we can.
We'll have to. We don't, as of this point, we don't have a Switch or I don't know. Twitch. We don't have a Twitch account. But I
Yeah.
guess we could make one because I'm probably this week. I'm probably gonna make the email. So hit us up.
That's
But yeah, so I got a Slowpoke, Lucario, a Vulpix, a Pikachu, a Gyarados, and a Driftblim.
oh, I love Driftbloom. I was actually considering putting a Driftbloom on my team.
Yeah,
How did you catch that Gyarados?
I just caught a level 18 Magikarp,
Oh, okay.
and it was like easy peasy. I didn't even have to do anything. I just put him in my party, and I was like, oh, I'm a Gyarados, which is awesome because the last like when I played it in Pearl, I got like a level 9 Magikarp, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just grind this out. But I've never actually had a Pikachu on any of my teams before. I've always wanted to, and I just feel like I've never been able to catch him, or like by the time I catch him, I already have like an electric type that I use.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long I'm gonna keep. I'm kind of just keeping Pikachu on there because I've never had one before. I'm kind of digging it right now. I kind of like he's cute as fuck. I mean, I know that's why people have him, but and then also I'm excited to see Vulpix evolution because I think she turns into like Ninetales, and then Lucario I caught before what are they before they evolve? Do you remember?
Riolu. I raised a Riolu.
Yeah, I got one of those from a Dynamax den.
Oh, I got one from a actually I was going through this mountain area. Have you been there yet? You have to like climb up this mountain.
I don't think I have because I'm still in that like so also like the way the map's really cool too because it's like the first area is like a loop and then you can take a train up. But yeah, I'm just in like the first area.
Okay, I
Like the
think
first loop. I haven't gone past that yet. Or I think that's in the next area, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I've got like a couple like in my team or in my I have like a box that I have like people in my that I might like use. I think I mentioned this, but I have like a candy floss in there, which is like fairy and ghost. So I definitely think that one might make a spot.
That's an interesting Pokemon.
Oh, the Pumpkaboo. I love the Pumpkaboo. That thing is lit.
What moveset do you have on it?
Right now, I'm kind of mad that it can't learn Magic Leaf. That kind of makes me a little bit. I'm about to change it, but I have Razor Leaf, Leech Seed, Shadow Sneak, and Trick or Treat. But I think I'm going to take Trick or Treat off because I don't really. So basically, the user takes the target's trick or treating. This adds Ghost type to the target's type, so it just makes him a Ghost type. And I'm pretty sure
that makes dark moves super effective.
Right. But I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't really have a team that's built for that right now, so I think I'm gonna take that one off. I might put it back on. And then I'm a Vanillite too. Those things are cool. The ice.
Yeah. I like their final evolution.
I'm excited to see where that one goes. And then there's the Milcery.
Yeah, Milcery is a cool Pokemon.
I like that one. That was cool.
You got some good taste in Pokemon.
Yeah, I'd like to get some more physics types though. I think that's gonna be my quest going forward here.
Psychic types?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said physics.
Do you mind if we shift away from Pokemon?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
I heard something the other day, and I can't really credit it. I can't really credit to where I heard it from because I don't remember. But I think that it's something that I wanted to bring up to you. It's about Minecraft, which I don't know. Have we talked about that on this show at all?
We've talked about it briefly.
Briefly. So if you didn't know, Microsoft owns Minecraft.
Mojang.
Yeah, Mojang, which is the studio that created Minecraft. I think they own all the IP as well.
Yeah, they own like the servers. They run it on Microsoft servers. Like they own the whole operation, the whole ship.
So when they bought it for a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you're listening to this, you can look it up. You have a smartphone. I don't remember. But they bought it for a lot of money, and it was after. For a lot of people considered it was past the lifetime of the game. Like they considered it to be past when they basically were like, how are they ever going to make that money back on this IP? And what I had heard is that like there is a theory, is I guess is a better way to say it, that they bought Minecraft so that when that generation grows up, that Microsoft can train that generation on how to navigate augmented reality, like VR, in the world of Microsoft, or augmented and virtual reality. So it's like they bought it as a way to train people on how to use and navigate like virtual reality spaces.
That's interesting.
And that it's not necessarily like, even if they have like made their investment back, like it is not for the immediate future. It's for when we have the technology to do that. And
that's exciting.
It's a space where people are familiar with that they can just jump into.
Yeah, so how Minecraft could be leading, like the reason why Microsoft really made that purchase was more so an investment for when, AR and VR become more prominent. It definitely could be I can see how Minecraft will be a tool to help people navigate those spaces. And that's funny that you mentioned that. I was just talking to my uncle earlier today about how, Minecraft might just be the best VR, in my opinion. Being a game that I played growing up, I can only imagine putting myself actually in the game, how much more fun and more time I would spend in that world. I'm excited to get into that, and if I'm ever blessed enough to have that experience, I hope we still have this podcast around so I can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's kind of one of those things where like you could buy an Oculus Rift for, about the same that you could buy a Nintendo Switch for. The only thing is it can be challenging to find games, and especially like games that are long, and because a lot of those VR experiences are still short. And,
Yeah.
Not that that's bad. Like, in a lot of games, I actually like a short game. In a lot of instances, there's just not as much options for the investment.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it's very exciting. I think a lot of people are like creating for it, but there's still like it's still just not at the level that like people are creating for other things because it's like a 4-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I also don't really know how they do this, but because I've never really experienced VR, but I'm always like wondered like how much space do you need to like use it? If that makes sense. Like how much physical space do you need to like how much like does your body need like a 10 by 10 square?
Yeah, you
Or,
definitely need a certain radius of space around you.
Mhm.
I would imagine, that you can use, but it's definitely something that you pick up quickly. Like you learn like what's your range of motion and what you can and can't do in that space.
Yeah, I'd be interested if I ever had like the space to like put like a grid on the floor and then like record myself and see what it looks like. I think that'd be cool.
I think that would be cool, just to have like a space dedicated to that and just trying out those experiences because there are a lot of like digestible VR games out there.
Yeah. And I also like I don't necessarily know if it's like bad for your eyes yet. I don't know if they've done any research on that, but I'm sure you could just have like wear like blue light glasses or something like
Dude,
that.
I think it's all bad for your eyes. If you look at the sun, if you look at the sun for more than 5 seconds, that's bad for your eyes.
Everything's bad for us, man. Well, we're all dying. I hate to break it to you.
It's good for us at the same time.
That is true. That is true. You know, I wanted to bring this up too. I think it's really cool that we talk about some old games and
Yeah.
like things like that. Because I like honestly like it's just not realistic to be able to talk about like all the new games and stuff like that. And there's just so much out there, and it's got like such a price tag. But I think it's cool. Like, and there's still a way that we can appreciate those or games that necessarily don't have the like hype anymore because they're
Yeah.
not new. And I think that we can still appreciate those. And I think that's cool that we talk about those.
And I think just to embellish your point a bit, I think it's what we're about here at the Sticky Buttons podcast.
The sticky buttons.
It's just playing games not for the clout, but rather because they're fun and it's a good game, And yeah, we have some pretty impeccable taste, And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just being biased.
Definitely, man. Have you been playing anything recently outside of Sword?
Outside of Sword, I can't really say that I have been. No, I recently have made a transition to a new phone, and I've just been focused on like making sure all my information is like properly transferred and stuff, and just adjusting to that on
Yeah.
top of all my like regular schoolwork stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get a new phone too. They recently put out an update. Was it iOS
Yeah,
14.2?
14.2.
14, is it 14.1 or is it
It's
14.2?
I'm pretty sure it's point two.
Yeah, well, I downloaded that last night on my old iPhone 7.
Oh man, that sounds rough.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna install, but it didn't. So I'm gonna have to do that tonight.
Oh man.
I've really been putting it off. I as far as like my view on like the Apple updates, I just feel like I have old software, or I guess old hardware, so I don't need the newest software to like run my
Yeah.
stuff.
But you
And
open yourself up to viruses like that.
yeah, and I mean that's true, but
That's scary given that that device holds so much of your personal information. And I'm sorry that I'm using that. Like I'm pointing that out. That is scary, but I am just taking a class on that right now. So it's very relevant to me.
yeah, no, like there's seriously like so much, like there's like this is almost more crucial than my wallet.
I would agree.
Actually, it's definitely because I have an app called Apple Wallet. So this literally is probably the most important thing
Yeah.
that I own as far as like information security and stuff.
But shout out to Apple and that wallet app. They actually do a great job of encrypting your financial information so that hackers can't really take that sweet information from you.
I'm
pretty
not
safe.
not the most pro Apple guy, but I'll give him a shout out for that.
No, they definitely have some good stuff. Like
Yeah.
let's not get too much into it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty biased.
No, I mean I definitely have all their stuff, and I do sometimes I feel a little, sometimes I feel a little taken advantage of. But I mean, because one of the benefits of having an Apple is that it's compatible with other Apple devices, which is just about everybody. And that, like, you can't really buy the kind of convenience well, I mean, you can buy the convenience that gives you. Anyways, so I have to, in order to use some of the apps that I need to use on a daily basis, I need to have the updated.
You need to keep that.
Yeah, I got a notification that I needed to have at least iOS 13 or above in order to
it's just
view
the
my
way
stuff. And it's not bad. I mean, I don't want to feel like I don't want it to sound like I'm like a grandfather stuck in time, but
Just app developers hate you. They're just like, dude, update. You're opening us up to viruses.
Yeah, no, and actually the ones that I do need to access are financial apps, so it makes sense. However, I feel like it's gonna kill my battery life in this old phone that I have.
Dude, I give it up to you for making that work. How long has it been?
It's been 5 years. I've had this phone for 5 years.
That's a hand. That's a whole hand.
It's half a decade, man. I know I'm gonna buy a new one though. Which is also kind of like why I'm probably not gonna get the PS5 before 2021, because after I buy a bunch of stuff, I also I feel like maybe I am just a grandpa, dude. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm lost in time.
Dude, you don't need a new phone. Honestly, that's a blessing.
Well,
it's a gift and a curse, right? Because it's a challenge, but also you're not caught up on your phone. Like, if you have the latest phone, screen time. I use my screen time. I use my phone a lot, and honestly, it's just a bad habit. I think that's a habit that you are actively avoiding.
Yeah, I've definitely struggled with all that, I actively, during the pandemic and working from home, I've been trying to mitigate that distraction, and I've deleted Twitter off my phone, deleted Snapchat off my phone. I do as soon as I delete Instagram off, it's I want to show somebody some on Instagram or something. So I'm keeping that one, but so I think I have the 3 social medias I have are Instagram, Pinterest, and Visco.
Okay.
Which I like those. I like photography as a hobby, and also just seeing the artistic creativity of it. And I feel like I get that on Visco. And then I got a Pinterest because I wanted to do all these things, but they don't really show me cool things. Maybe I just have to look it up. Maybe I just haven't figured it out. I just feel like they just show me all these sci-fi art, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like I only see one type of thing on there. I feel like we got off topic a little bit, but basically I'm going to have to buy a new phone. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pay for it all at once.
That's what I did.
Not going to do a payment plan. Going to buy it all at once.
But are you sure you want to go Apple? This is a chance to escape.
I think that if I was not in a relationship to where I have to, just the nature of my work and my girlfriend's work, we have to do long distance for a couple months out of the year, and FaceTime. Yeah. If I didn't have FaceTime, I probably would not be still dating my current girlfriend. So.
Shout out to FaceTime.
FaceTime, really, I feel like FaceTime is probably the most important app on my phone, for sure. Texting and the phone. Those 3. This is a big 3.
Dude, if you get a new phone, the quality of your FaceTime calls with your girlfriend will be much better.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm presented with some interesting options here. So I've heard some people, the new iPhone, I'm not going to get the 12 because I don't want Verizon. I have a pretty good plan with AT&T, and I'm going to stick with that one. They also didn't sponsor this, so I'm not loyal to any brand. We've talked about a lot of brands here today. I don't know if I'm going to get one with the home button or not.
Don't do it.
I don't think I want it. I think I want to get, I was phone shopping. I think I want to go with the 11 or the 11 Pro.
Have you seen the XS Max?
I also was thinking about that one too.
I just gave my little sister that one, and I was looking at it, and I was like, dude, that phone, I kind of want to give my little sister the 12 and just keep my excess max. It just looks so clean. It almost looks like an Android phone, but it's
that one. I think that wasn't that the first one without the home button?
Yep, and it was a really nice screen size, nice camera.
That was my choice number 2. And the reason that I was kind of leaning away from that is it's a little bit older, which I mean, like, honestly, how different are they really? Like, I mean, you could actually probably speak more to the tech side of that. How different are they? Like the 11 and the X?
Well, there's a new chip on the 12.
Well, I probably wouldn't get the 12 because I don't need 5G. I guess like pretty much like the 11 and the XS, there's really not much difference there.
Yeah, there really isn't. But the thing is if you have an opportunity here to just given the model of Apple, we know that their business model is that in 5 years you're probably going to need another new phone to keep up with the updates that they do on their software.
Yeah.
And so if you do go for something a little prior to the newest, you have to keep that in mind that you are actively kind of like taking off some of that time that you're gonna.
I think you could probably mitigate that if you just got more space. Like if you got the highest gigabyte, the one with the highest available gigabytes, because that's really what's kicking me is my storage management.
Storage, dude, but the cloud is so useful. If you just gotta get 64 and then use the cloud because.
Don't you have to pay for that?
Yeah, but it's like $1 as opposed to like paying for 256 gigabytes on your storage.
Well,
you already use it. You already use the cloud. You already use the cloud for certain stuff. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Without even noticing, you probably already use the cloud. Scary how that works.
Yeah. So right now, as far as my storage goes, it goes Spotify and then the update that I just got yesterday, and then my messages. Those are my 3 biggest, and then photos.
You take a lot of photos.
I just deleted a ton of photos. So
there's apps you can use for that too. You can use Dropbox, Google Drive.
Yeah, the quote unquote other is where it has all the software needed to run the phone. And that's getting closer and closer to about half of this phone.
That's a 6.4.
This is a 7.
No, I mean that's like a 64.
Oh yeah, it's a 64 gigabyte, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
No, you're good. I don't think they have a 6.4, but they do. Like, I think they also just made like a new phone that's like in between in the time. It's like in between the 11 and in between the 12, in between those two. But they also they have the home button, and it's very similar to the one that I have now in like look and appearance. But I think I want to go without the button. How do you slide it? Is it just like top corner? Is it like top corner down? Is that how you do it? Like that? The home button equivalent? Like to see all the no, you just swipe up.
You just swipe up.
You just swipe up. Yeah.
It becomes you get used to it right away, like no home button.
Yeah.
And the 3D touch.
I actually have 3D touch on this phone as well, I think.
Yeah, so you already kind of know how to navigate using 3D touch.
Maybe not. That's just it's just 3-dimensional touch. Like the harder you press it changes things, right?
Yeah, and like more menus open. And,
yeah. It's
very seamless. I like that Apple did that.
Well, is this an Apple podcast or is this a video game podcast, Brandon?
Well, let's take it there. I have a tangent that I got an offer for Apple Arcade. I got 3 months for free, and I don't know if you've heard of Apple Arcade, but it's this service.
I have heard of Apple Arcade.
What have you heard?
Well, I'll tell you something right now. I don't have the space for it. But from what I understand, it's just like a Game Pass kind of service for like mobile games.
Yeah, and not only mobile games, it also it works on my MacBook, which I don't know if I should do it.
That's cool.
I know if I get the trial, I'm gonna probably forget about it because it's gonna be games, and I'm just gonna be playing them on my MacBook, and that's another reason why I don't want to do it because my MacBook is for business or like work only, and I don't want to like.
Yeah, is it like owned by work or is it owned by you?
I know it's owned by me, but I just I have the Switch and hopefully a PS5, 12 o'clock tonight.
Oh man, you're making me want to get one too. The thing is I
don't do it, dude. You need a new phone, dude.
Yeah, I definitely need a new phone. The thing is, I don't not to bring it, I mean, we've already talked about this, but not to bring it back to the PS or the next gen PS5, but I feel like there just aren't as many like all the games right now are going to be transition games to where you can play them on either or, and I just don't feel the push. Like there are
Except
definitely
Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man.
there's Spider-Man I think that's exclusive. I haven't excuse me. I haven't played I haven't played this fight. I mean, obviously because I don't have a PS4, but I'm really excited to play that one.
Dude, me too, man. I already bought it. I have it coming in on I'm gonna have it with the console hopefully, and I can't wait. I love Spider-Man a lot. That's a great game. I played it on the PS4.
So this is this the one that has Miles Morales as the character?
Yes, Miles Morales. He looks a lot like me. Yeah, I love him.
He does look a lot like you, man. Almost exactly.
He's a great Spider-Man, and I think they're gonna make another Spider-Man movie now where they like bring all of the three of them together, like the three actors.
Peter Parker,
Tobey Maguire, I think that's his name.
Oh shit!
Like all three of them, they're gonna bring them. I think it's gonna be some crazy movie where they're gonna combine.
Oh, like the actual act, like Tom.
Yeah,
Holland.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
on some next level. Like they're getting creative, and I like it. I want to see that.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse kind of changed everything. That was really cool. Do you have a favorite Spider-Man?
Favorite Spider-Man movie? You're asking.
Like I guess like a time frame, or like which do you have one that you like prefer of like all the ones like in the Spider-Verse, I guess?
Okay, I wouldn't say I have one that I prefer. I like so many different like iterations of Spider-Man, but I would say a Spider-Man that I really really enjoy is the Iron Spidey, the Spider-Man, the suit that Iron Man makes for Spider-Man.
That is cool. That is rad.
I love playing with that on the Spider-Man game.
They have that on the last one?
On the PS4 one, yeah. You can. It just has like 6 arms on your back, and you like use it. It's sick. It's sick.
I'm missing out.
I love that. Love that suit.
That is so cool. Yeah, I think that I really want to see more of Spider-Gwen. I want to see her fuck some shit.
Spider-Gwen? Who is Spider-Gwen?
She's the girl Spider-Woman, I guess, from the Into the Spider-Verse. Have you seen the Into the Spider-Verse?
I've seen it, but I was honestly like, yeah.
It's the girl that he's like she's like, it's like black and white, and she's like got the hair.
Yeah. I think I was paying more attention to the music in that movie than anything. The music was so good.
Oh, with Post Malone.
Yeah.
I actually, dude, I can't tell you how many times I listened to the soundtrack for that.
Yeah, it's a really good soundtrack.
Lil Wayne's got a good song.
It's crazy. I don't know who came up with that soundtrack, but whoever did, they need to keep doing soundtracks.
Sunflower is the one I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Damn. All right. What were you saying about Apple Arcade?
Oh yeah, I got a free trial, but I'm like on the fence. I don't want to do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it, man, because I just don't need to play Apple games like that.
Oh, man, I'm kind. I don't want to peer pressure you, man. Do it, man. You got the new phone. You can run those games.
I could. I really could.
Also, you can even ask our dear friend Siri. You could say, "Hey Siri, in 2 months and 25 days, set a reminder to remind me to cancel my Apple Arcade pod or
that
Apple
is
Arcade."
Very true. That is very true. See, I didn't think about that, and that's why we're friends.
Reminders, man. Also use that app a lot. My current reminders are to buy everybody that I know a Christmas present and to get my teeth cleaned by a dentist.
You're gonna get a teeth whitening procedure?
No, I have to. This is adult shit, adult life stuff. I have to use my.
Getting real, guys.
I have to use my health benefits before the year ends, or I lose them.
Oh man.
So I have to pay for dental. So like I pay for dental, and like I haven't, which like I am very blessed to be in a position where I can pay for my own like dental plan.
Yeah.
Because I have not been in that kind of financial position never. Like I've never been in that kind of financial position.
Yeah.
And I haven't had my teeth cleaned in like a year and a half. So I need to go to the dentist.
Dude, you need to check up every 6 months.
That's what they say, but it's expensive.
It is. It really is, and I'm blessed to be under my parents' insurance.
Yeah, I would still be under my parents' insurance if I didn't have that one. If I didn't have the one that I have, but I would actually have to pay more because I'd be out of their network. So here's the thing: I have to get an app, in order to do that. So yeah, so I get vision too. So my dental and vision cards I have to download on their app. So my phone is quickly turning into everything I need and not what I want. So if you have the space to do Apple Arcade, man, you should do it. If you don't have to do it on your laptop, like you could set like timers.
Yeah, it's true. I could just get better with the self-control.
But I mean, it's definitely hard to do with games. Do you have anything that you're specifically looking to check out if you were gonna do it? Is there any like titles that you're like, if I got this, like that's the first one I'm gonna download?
It's not for me to check it out. I didn't even want to look browse because I knew that's how they would get me. I'd be like, yeah, I want to play that one. I want to see what.
I get that.
I was like, nah.
There's something that I've been doing that's dangerous. I'll just go onto the Nintendo store and just check out some games. Like what do they have?
Yeah, I'll do that too because you never know what Nintendo's cooking up in the kitchen. They'll occasionally just drop some crazy game on us that I want to play. Like honestly, Dragon Quest looks really good. Have you ever played a Dragon Quest game?
I haven't played a Dragon Quest game, but I've heard about. They're kind of just like a fantasy RPG, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's a fun game. If you ever get a chance to play it, you should. I recommend it.
So they have a new one come out?
Yeah, they had a new one come out for the Switch, which looks really tempting because I've never played it on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I'll put it on my Christmas wish list.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah, dude, I honestly, to bring it back to next gen, I don't think that I need to get a next gen right now because I'm still loving the Switch. Yeah. I'm still like checking out so many things. I currently have 3 games right now for it. So I got Mario Kart, Pokemon Sword, and I bought a new one. I went on the Nintendo store and was checking out some indie games, which one of the absolute like coolest things about the Switch, which is actually why I bought it. Well, one of the many reasons why I bought it, but I don't think that we talked about that too much. They have a ton of they have so many games that have been ported onto it that were on other systems. Like I could, if I wanted to, I could download Skyrim right now.
Yeah, I have Skyrim.
And there's just so many, I was blown away by how many games that they had, and you could play on other consoles, and I was just like a lot of Microsoft games too, which is which is awesome because that kind of goes into what I was saying. It's less one side, they are becoming less exclusive, which is what we all want, because the medium that we just happen to love is kind of exclusive and inexpensive, which is not in the best interest of art. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So I'm really excited to see the future of this, because there are just so many games that I'm really excited to check out. That a lot of them are like old PC games that they've just ported to Switch, or 360 games. Yeah. They're like, oh, we can port this to Switch.
Dude, that's a good point. I thought you were gonna mention also about the indie maker lab. Have you seen that on the store?
So I actually have been meaning to ask you about this. So the first time that I went on the Nintendo store, they had a genre called indie games, and I was like, oh my god, this is what I wanted. I just want to look through here and browse through this. And then I have not been able to find it since I got on again. After I got off that one time, is it called Indie Lab? Do you know how to pull it up?
Yeah, I think it's actually not a game, or I don't think it's on the store. I think it's an app that you have to download on the Switch, and it's where people can make their own games, and it's really cool because just the creativity on it. And I have yet to check it out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a gaming cornucopia. The Switch, it's just so powerful. So much you could play. Dude, I have this game called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's so much fun, man. It's on the Switch, yes, and you kind of have these Pokemon explore these caves, and I don't know, it just takes me back. It takes me back to playing on the DS, because I used to play Mystery Dungeon as well as one of the games I really enjoyed playing. And yeah, if you get a chance to play Mystery Dungeon, I recommend it. It's a great game.
I'd be really interested to checking that out. There's a couple. I think there's a Pokemon game that they have on mobile, where it's Cafe or something.
Pokemon Cafe. I think you told me about this. prior episode.
Well, I definitely know I haven't played it, but I have not seen it on here. I actually specifically looked on the Switch, but I don't think they have it on the Switch. But yeah,
Yeah.
they have got a lot of stuff. Doom. They have like Doom on here, which if you don't know what Doom is, it's like one of the like first person shooters. You definitely have seen somebody play it because they have a lot of ports of it. It's kind of like a very like arcadey retro looking game, and you just like it's like you see like a gun, and there's like all these walls, and you kind of just like traverse alleys and stuff. I almost bought that.
It's a very popular game on the PC, and I'm just glad that they put it on the Switch because it's such a like great platform to play that on. I feel like
Yeah.
it works so seamlessly, and then you can put it on the TV or play it. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely is. I did end up picking up a game this past week on the Nintendo store, and I think I mentioned to you a little bit. So about an hour and a half into this game, I just like had a moment where it like just brought me to tears. I was crying a little bit, and I think I texted you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this game, it's like $15.99 from the Nintendo store, and I found this just like I was probably just like I don't even know how I found it. I was deep in deep in the Nintendo store just looking through games, and so basically this game came out in 2015. It's an old PC game, and they ported it to Switch, and it was only like $15, and I've been having a blast and a half with it. So it's called Everything. And it's by David OReilly is the creator. And so I guess he's made 2 video games. I think the other one is called Mountains. But it's called Everything by David OReilly. And basically like it's about like kind of like the story of everything, which is really awesome. So you start out as like a ball of light. Well, also like, do you know what like the sacred geometry of like the lotus flower? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the
I'm not
circle.
familiar.
Oh gosh, I gotta look this up because it's so they're like like the game's logo is meant to be that. So after some googling, it's called the Flower of Light, and it's like supposed to be like sacred geometry. So it's basically the pattern if you overlapped circles. So like if you drew a circle and then you drew a Venn diagram and then you made it into like 3, and then if you continued that pattern to its completion at the end of that, you would have the flower of life. So basically if you draw 1 circle and then 2 circles and 3 circles and you keep that in a geometric pattern,
Yeah.
that becomes what is called the flower of life. And it is a secret. It is, if you have like gotten into sacred geometry at all, it is basically that like math and geometry repeats itself in ways that are always, they're basically like mathematical certainties. And like the helix that are DNA is like sacred geometry. Supposed to be like it follows one of those patterns where mathematically it just builds, like it consistently builds on itself. And I think that like the shell, like if you've ever seen like a science program, it's like the white shell and then it like the spiral, and it's like got the math diagram in it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like on that like same like train of thought kind of thing. So the logo for Everything is it's not that, but like it is clearly meant to be that. I think it's actually the lines that intersect on the flower of life.
Okay.
So you start out, so it's like this, it's like an experience, and it's very much the message of it is that like we're all in this together, and seeing things from different points of view is very important. So you kind of start out as this ball of light, and you're just a ball of light floating through the void, which some people believe is what happens when we die, according to some religions and some beliefs. So you're just floating through this void as a ball of light, and like a text option comes up. Do you have a thought? And it's like, press A to think. And I press A, and it's like, think, ... It says, and you can like move around some more. And then the voice is like, press A to think again. And you like press A to think, and it's like, think. And then you do it until it's like, think. And then it like the ball of light like flashes, and the ball of light that you were becomes the mind of a snow leopard, and your eyes like kind of pop. And then it's like you in the body of a snow leopard, and they're like, we've been waiting for you. And basically,
Wow.
like you're like in this world, and It's like, go collect some thoughts, like go see what others are thinking, which is like, it's like this, the message of thinking is kind of where you're at right now. And it's very cool. It's very funny the way that the animals move, because it's like the snow leopard, they don't move like bipedal, or I guess quadrupedal animals.
Yeah.
They flip on top of itself. So if you're on your legs, then you go to your head, then you go to your back, then you go to your tail, and then you go back to your feet, then you're on your head again. And it's like, it's so silly. And then you kind of are walking around and you see like this woolly mammoth, and it's like, oh, like you see like the thought bubble, and like that's like kind of like your interaction with the world around you. It's like these thought bubbles, and you like see the thought bubble,
Right.
and it's like, oh, we're different. Like you're a snow leopard and I'm a woolly mammoth. You just like keep going around, and then it's like this huge woolly mammoth that just like for me it just like went on its face and like face planted. And like,
What the heck?
so it's kind of like inherently silly in that aspect. You're just kind of moving around this world, and then you like come to this woolly mammoth after like collecting like some thoughts, and it's like, hey, you only experienced life from a snow leopard's point of view. You should try to change that so you're not so narrow-minded. And it's like kind of like has like that sarcasticness to it. And then it says, and then it shows you how to descend into the life form of a lower, quote unquote, like lower animal. And I don't think it has anything to do with like level of intelligence. It's just the size of the animal.
Oh,
So then
okay.
I descended into a penguin. And there's like a couple things that you can do as these animals. So like you can press Y. So it's on the Switch. So if you press Y, you like make a noise and you sing. So like when you were a snow leopard, you could like make the noise or like sing. And if you were around other animals, like if I was around other snow leopards, the other snow leopards would follow me because I sang to them. And then if you hit X,
Yeah.
you can dance. And if like two or more of the same species are dancing, there's like a level, like a bar. And if you like get to a certain level on the bar, you hit A and you create another life form, like another member of that species. So it's very cool.
Ah,
So like after like a minute or two, you can have like 10 or 12 snow leopards running around you and stuff like that. And it's very cool. And then so at this point, I hadn't really figured out what this game was. I was still figuring it out. And it's like fun to like move around. It's kind of like an open world, like completely open. It's almost like a sandbox. In fact, I'm pretty sure you could, actually, it's kind of like a simulator because if you stop moving, the game will progress for you. But I think it's kind of meant to be that way. So like if you are like, oh, I don't want to do this right now, but like you still want to get the story, it'll do it for you. So I descended into life form, I descended from a penguin into a snow or an ice crystal. And it like the world just changed. Like the penguin was like this, like took up like half the background, and I was on this like tiny minuscule scale, and to where I was like on the same level as like rock, like tiny pebbles. And I like thought bubbles came up, and I like went over to this rock, and it was like it had like this is kind of where I was starting to like really enjoy it. It's like all these like silly things, and it was like this rock was like, I've been trying to sing, like I wish I could sing. Every time I try and sing, it just makes this sound. And it's like of two rocks like hitting up against each other. And then I talked to another rock, and it was like, I just want to whistle. And he's like, every time I try and whistle, I just do this. And it like made the same sound. And then it was like, damn it. And I thought it was so silly. And like, I was like, you could like go up to like a pine cone, and the pine cone was like, well, hey, you're not a pine cone. Just like little things like that. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what the fuck is this game? Like, I'm having fun with it. But I was like at the point where I was like, well, if this is it, like, this is fun, but I might bounce soon. And then I stumbled, and then I like, I think I told you I was an ice crystal, and I like became an ice crystal. I was gonna say like it has like a library of every thought that you've discovered, so I could like go back and look it up. But basically, it was something like, actually, I think I might have wrote it down. I don't know, but basically, it was this ice crystal that I like, if you like inhabit something, if you inhabit an ice crystal, and then you leave it into like another being, you like it stays there, and then it like has its own, like it like kind of like moves on its own and stuff. So then I like left the ice crystal, and I became a frog, and I went and talked to the ice crystal that it was, and it was like, why am I over here? Like it looks like all the other ice crystals like got in a van and left without me. What the heck? I kept playing because of that. I thought that was funny. And then I like went up to like a piece of grass and it was like, of course I feel pain. Like, that's a stupid question. I was like,
What the heck?
what? And then there was like a new icon that's like, it was like different than the thought bubble. And I like stumbled across that. And it started playing a lecture by Alan Watt. And I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then so like now I'm at the point where, which if you don't know who Alan Watt is a American British psychologist, and he is pretty popular in like pop culture. For example, Logic and artists like Marky Basie, like they will put recordings of his lectures in their songs if they're trying to like portray a message, because they are very profound and very deep. And it's just a way of thinking about the world that we've kind of lost in a way, and how we're just kind of disconnected from the world around us, and how we value material things too much. And if you like sat down and asked yourself why you value material things, it's not inherently human, or maybe it is inherently human. It's just like bringing up those like really tough questions that we have in our society today. And I don't necessarily know if it's like trying to convey a specific message yet, but it kind of seems like the clips of his lectures that you stumble upon are connected. And like, for example, like I listened to 3 and they all kind of built on one another. And the listening to the third one is kind of what made me tear up and cry, because I was listening to it and it kind of was asking, what are things? And you said I was asking like high school students, what are things? And then he said that like people were not answering me, and somebody said, well, a thing is a noun. And he's like, she was precisely right. Things are parts of our vocabulary that we have constructed. We are not so separate from the things of our material world, and like we're all kind of connected. And for whatever reason, that just like, after like playing this for like that amount of time and like seeing the thoughts of other things, like she made me choke up. And I have since like gone back and played some more and found some more lectures, and I really hit some heavy topics. The last 2 lectures that I listened to was about the morality of suicide, and how like, if there's nothing else, like why do we keep going? And I don't think I've gone to the conclusion of that part of it yet, but that's a pretty heavy topic to just find if you're stumbling around the world as a frog.
Yeah.
You know, which may actually be the best way to hear and think about those things. You know, because if you're in a position where you're playing this on the Switch, you're probably in your room or on your couch or in a comfortable place, and you know, you're navigating this world that there's really no threats in, and you're just there experiencing it. And to bring those up, I thought was really awesome and had a very profound message to me personally.
Well, I can definitely tell, you texted me right after, and I don't know, I think I gotta check this game out too now, because I'm a big fan of Alan Watts, and
Yeah.
I'd love to navigate through that world.
Yeah, so I've kind of gone to the extreme on one end of this, and as far as like the game mechanics go, so you can like descend into like the molecular level, which I did today, and you can't really go any further down, but you basically like you can descend and become subatomic, and what you see and experience down there is very profound. If you were like, I was singing and dancing, quote unquote, because those are the only 2 game mechanics that you have as subatomic particles today. It's just like, this is a very unreal experience. And if you were looking for like a game that you could play while inebriated or floating a little bit, I would definitely like recommend playing this game high, especially like if you're looking for that.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a market, I feel like, for video games, given the industry.
Yeah, like if you were like, I just want to have some pizza, rip a bong, and play a video game, my friend, this is for you. And you can be a tree. Like you can go from being like a woolly mammoth to a tree. And like I've pretty much gone like as far as you can go one way. And also so I think that the longer you're in this world, the more game mechanics they open up to you. So I was like very close to being subatomic. Like I was on the plane of existence where like um, the very small microorganisms. Yeah, that's the plane of existence. I was where like microorganisms are, and I unlocked something where it's like you can load in other animals here. So I like loaded in like a frog, and I was like a frog, like it like so like I think like it knows, and I think like I like loaded in like a snow leopard at the level of like the rock, so or like to where like you're just above particles, and that's really cool. So I think like you could very much be like a woolly mammoth navigating subatomic space if you wanted to, and I'd be very interested to see how much further you can go out. I wonder if it lets you go back into space the opposite way.
Dude, that sounds sick. I can't wait to. I'm gonna go to the Nintendo shop and buy this right now.
And like that's the thing. Like this is why I'm so excited to have a Switch because it's $15. Like that game is not new by any standards. I mean, it was made in or it was published in 2015, which means it was probably in development for years before that. And if it was only made by this one guy, which I'm not, I mean, I could roll the credits. It's like an option in the menu to just see the credits, and you could see the whole team. I don't know if they're. I know it was published by this guy named David OReilly, but it's an awesome experience. It's really cool, and like it's
Sounds amazing. I think you're gonna get a lot of people on the podcast too to check it out, just judging off of that description of it.
yeah, and you can also get it on Steam too, I believe, if you don't have a Switch. Which I am like blown away by the amount of PC games that like I could have bought on Steam that I can now buy on Switch. And my computer probably doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really have the hardware to run games. And I actually have thought about. I bought a game that was in development. It was like a beta or I guess it was an alpha. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what it was. It was like the word is escaping me, but like I bought something on Steam and my computers couldn't run it. I don't think that particular one, I don't think it's going to get ported to Switch, but like a lot of games that you could are being ported to Switch, which is just awesome. And I guess I could like jailbreak my Switch too. And
You definitely could jailbreak your Switch, and that's something I was kind of hesitant to talk about on the podcast for future future references, in case we have any like Nintendo listens to this and they're like, what? They're planning a jailbreak or
well, there's
or no.
stuff out there on the internet. I have not, and I can't necessarily say I would recommend. That avenue is available to you if you are looking to run some hardware that the Switch is compatible of doing, but it is not offered.
Yeah, the Switch is very powerful.
I'm really blown away by it, like to be honest.
As you should be. It's an amazing piece of technology.
I have a couple like games that are on my like wish list for the Switch. There's one in particular. It's an indie game that just came out called Red Lantern. Have you heard of it?
Ooh, I've actually I think I've seen it around the store. Have there been promotions
I
for
think
that?
they have. I think they have been promoting it. It's basically like you're in the Arctic and you have like sled dogs, and you have like a team of sled dogs, and it's like kind of like a survival game, and it kind of looks like it may have some like third person and first person elements to it. Like maybe hunting is part of it as well. It looked really sick. And actually, the game that I got the demo or quote unquote like demo beta game in development, the one that I had got, it was called Artico, and it had a kind of a similar vibe to it where you're just like going around the Arctic discovering things with like a team of sled dogs. So maybe I just need to have that fantasy fulfilled where I have a team of sled dogs and I'm out there.
Yeah, they're pushing you around on that sled. Where would you be? Alaska?
I think so. I think you'd be in Alaska for that one specifically, Red Lantern. Yeah, I might check it out. I mean, like if as it winds down into the winter, and you can do less and less outside.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually, with quarantine life and everything, since daylight saving time, it's been challenging for me doing the quarantine because by the time 5 o'clock hits and I'm no longer a corporate lackey, it's dark outside, and I don't necessarily have the seasonal depression, but if you do, that's serious and it can definitely hit extra hard during this quarantine. So if
Dude,
you need
that's
to get
scary,
some help,
man.
like don't feel ashamed to do that.
That's why I just went for a hike 2 days ago. I just got out there and like I knew I needed it. It's important.
Where'd you go?
I went to this place in the Bronx. I think it's called no, it's actually higher up than the Bronx. It's Yonkers. It's called Old Croton Aqueduct,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally this like nature preserve around this aqueduct. It's like a 26-mile trail, and so I only got to walk like about 4 miles of it, but it was still really beautiful. I took some nice photos, and you still get some like river on there, so it was a nice hike.
If you want to go out there, man, that's actually not too far from where I live. I could probably skirt on up there.
Dude, I'd love to go for a hike. I'd take any excuse to just get out and breathe some fresh air.
Have you been to Inwood Hill Park?
Yes, I've been to Inwood Hill Park. I love the caves over
Oh,
there.
I didn't even know they
Um,
had caves up there.
yeah, man, they have some caves from some Lenape tribes
No shit.
that used to just, preside in the area.
Dude, I've walked all
And
the way
it's,
around that thing. I've
I've,
never seen those. Still
dude,
more
I've
to
sat in
explore.
those caves. It's amazing. It's amazing.
You'll have to show me next time you're out this way. Because I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. Well, I can't see because it's dark. I kind of position myself in my apartment to where I have my.
well, that's nearby where you live.
Yeah, yeah. Not to tell the people on the internet where I live. The people that are threats to me, they already know. Yeah, I live pretty close to Inwood Hill Park in Manhattan. There's actually, I moved to this neighborhood in April of 2020, which was during the quarantine specifically for the parks of this area of Manhattan.
420.
What did you say?
That's 420.
420? Oh.
Yeah, you moved in on 420.
I think I moved on 329, but
Darn it. Um,
almost, yes.
man,
We've talked about just about everything under the sun, man.
yeah, we talked about a lot on this episode. I'm excited for the folks to hear it.
I'm excited to hear what happens with the new console for you, man.
I'll let you know, man. I'll shoot you a text and keep you posted.
Yeah, that's exciting. I feel like at this moment we just gotta put some hype out there for the new consoles. Like I'm just hyped about it.
Dude, there's a lot to be hype about. It's some pretty cool technology. Have you seen the new Xbox is smoking?
I saw that.
Dude, you don't need to pay your heating bill this winter. You just turn off all of that, play your Xbox, leave it on all winter.
Did you investigate to see if that was credible?
No, I didn't need to investigate to know that Microsoft would not allow something like that to happen post-production.
That was silly. I'm sure it was like somebody's vape or something.
I mean, people deconstruct these things. Like I was on YouTube, and that's something I like to see is people deconstruct this hardware and just
That would
like
be cool.
rip it apart and just see what you have in there.
Mhm.
And the guts of I was looking at the guts of the Xbox One series, the Xbox Series X,
Mhm.
and man, it looks really impressive. It really does. And I could definitely see how someone could get in there and just put like a vape or some shit, a vaporizer, and make it smoke. It doesn't seem far-fetched.
Dude, I do have one more game that I wanted to talk about. Do you have time?
Of course.
So I think that you're gonna find this one really interesting. So one of my buddies, shout out to Joe. He's helped us with the pod, helped to get it off the ground. So
Shout out to Joe.
shout out to Joe. He is we actually have not at this point we have not heard them yet, but he is going to be working on the intros and editing the intros for you guys. So big shout out to Joe. Maybe we'll throw his Instagram or something.
Yeah, we should.
Or something. But whatever he wants. I'll talk to him about it. He might not want that kind of clout.
He's not ready for it.
But he got a new 4K TV this past
Oh
weekend.
man,
So
that's sick.
So that's also something to bring up is if you don't have a 4K TV or like was it oh gosh, what's the other kind? It's like also
Ultra HD, I believe.
I'm blanking on it right now, but it's where like it's not more pixels, but it's like the contrast is greater, like the contrast has a greater range, and that also makes it crisper.
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe if it comes to me, I'll edit it and put it in here, but I think it's like HMD or HDM or something. Like if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
But so I think you need to have one of those, like I'm gonna say quote unquote next gen TVs in order to appreciate the graphics card of like the next gen consoles.
Definitely.
That's also another something to consider if you're thinking about getting a next gen. I don't have I don't have a TV that would enhance that. So it would be running at a lower quality than what the box could give me.
Yeah, me too. Me too for the P5. I'm going to be running, 1080p, but it is what it is.
If you're looking for a TV, I know of a nice 4K one that had a Black Friday sale.
Really? I mean, hey, listen, that stimulus might hit.
Yeah, it does, man. I'll send it your way. So my buddy Joe got himself a new TV, which honestly I have to give him another shout out for just playing with me, because I didn't realize that the TV that he was using was like barely bigger than a laptop. It was like a 24 or like 28 inch, and I'm expecting him to play Warzone with me.
He's a warrior.
I don't
Dude,
know
that guy, Joe, you're a trooper if you're listening to this.
But so he got this new TV and he was like, all right, I gotta get a new game so I can see what it's all about. And we were looking at some free games on the Xbox store, and there's this one. And I actually, after some investigation, I think it is an Xbox exclusive. I'm not 100% on it, but I feel like it's very rare for a free to play to be exclusive. But I think that this one is. If it's not, sorry. But it's called Vigor or Vigor. Just Vigor. I'm gonna say Vigor. I like Vigor. It could be Vigor. I like Vigor. It's got the vigor to it.
Sounds right.
Yeah. It is a very different take on Battle Royale. But in like the opening credits, I saw that there was like a copyright, and they've had copyright since 1998. I think, which means that this would, I don't know how long this has been in development. It kind of, it's possible that it could have been in development that long. I
believe it.
Yeah, especially if it's a small team making it, the Battle Royale is not necessarily as new. It is now popular, but it has been around for a little bit. Like Fortnite started as like a survival mode kind of game where did you know about this?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know it? Oh, man. Well, little history lesson for you on Fortnite. They started out as like a survival game to where like you just dropped in and it was like you against AI bots, and you could like build structures, and it was just like a first person game. And then they added like the Battle Royale to it, and it was like still considered an indie game. And then like 2 years later, they did an update, and like just about everybody started getting it, and it like became like the Fortnite that we know today. And so like that had been in like out and in development. Different versions of the game existed like two to almost 3 years prior to it becoming super popular.
Yeah.
And I think you might still be able to like buy versions of those and like do the survival mode. But anyways, back to Vigor. I'm not really gonna get into the tutorial because it's kind of complicated. If I have not played with friends on this yet, but if you're gonna play the tutorial, like it is complicated. And I'm going to do my best to explain it, but it kind of takes I'd carve out like an hour and a half. So what happens is when you actually like start to play the game, well, I guess I'll talk about the menu first. So after you do the tutorial, you are dropped on your house. Like you're at your house, and if you like go to the mailbox or like a posting board that they have, you can like click on the menu, and then you can like use materials that you gain in the game to level up your house. And it's like kind of like in a post-apocalyptic world. I think it's like specifically post-apocalyptic Norway or Sweden. That's where your house is. And like, I think your goal is to like build up your house, but you do that outside of the battle royale, outside of the matches. So like the menu in order to get into the games is like an interactive game in and of itself. And there's like a shooting range, and you can like go to the shooting range and do different challenges, like weapons challenges, and then you can come, which you're gonna need those, and I'll tell you why in a second. But they have like all these like cool things in the house, and you can like go in the house, and there's like a mini game where they have a Rubik's Cube, and like you can just solve the Rubik's, like you can like have it shuffle the Rubik's Cube and solve the Rubik's Cube. And I didn't solve it, but like if you're into that, like if you were like, oh, I just want to play the Rubik's Cube, you can get it free on this mini game. But they also have so like basically like in order to progress your house, you have to like do like crafting tables and stuff, and then like you have to like fix your roof and like other things like that. But that's like all like I said in the menu before you even get to the battle royale.
Wow.
So you drop into the battle royale, and unfortunately I died the first time I played it, like pretty hard. I got into this, so like I saw this screen and it was like there's like 6 people in it, and I was like 6-7 people, and I was like, okay, like that's kind of weird, but whatever. So you kind of get dropped into this, and then I like saw a house, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna loot this house. And I found like I looted it, got some stuff, and then I found a safe, and I was like trying to like unlock the safe, and I was like, I don't know, I'm like, how am I gonna unlock this? And basically, like I figured it out, and I was able to unlock the safe, and I got like some high tier loot, and I was like, oh shit, like fuck yeah, like now it's time for me to fuck some people up. And then I come outside and I see somebody, and I like start shooting at them. And like it's like this is the first time I fired a gun in this game, and it just like pulled like as soon as I like it was like I had like a fully automatic like quote unquote like 8K type gun, and I like pulled the trigger, and like very soon I was like way off from where he was, and I was like still trying to figure it out. And then I like came around the house and I was trying to get him, and then like I found out I was like, oh, I'm out of ammo. That's it. I had 30 bullets, and that was that. And I was out, and then I tried to melee him, and I like hit him, but then the melee was like awful. And then like I tried to melee him again, and he just like backed up and sprayed me. and then I died, and I was like, oh, this is like that sucks, like that's awful. But like so basically like if you were gonna play this, like the combat is very challenging. Like, it is not like any third-person shooter I played. Like on purpose, they make it very hard to play. They make it very hard to shoot people, because from what I understand, that's not like you can do that, but that's not necessarily the way. I don't think that is how they envisioned it to be played, and I think they just kind of added that as like a game mechanic.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So then the next time, so I like got out the menu, and it was like, oh, like you lost your gun, but you got to keep this crafting material that you found. And I got like, so there's some stuff that you can keep, and that went into like my inventory. And then I was like, oh, like I don't quite have enough to like start upgrading my house. So I guess I'll like jump back into another match. So I jumped back into another match, and it was like, do you want to equip anything? And I was like, do I want to equip anything? And it was like, and it showed me my inventory, which was 0 because I died in the first game. So like your inventory carries over.
Right.
So is what I later found out. So I was like, okay, like I have to go in this match, this battle royale with no gun. And basically I just like was looting around. I got a bunch of stuff, and I finally found a gun. But at that point it was a little bit too late, and I didn't see anybody after that. But so like I ran into like 3 or 4 people, and they like tried to shoot at me and stuff, but I just bounced. I just bounced. And like really like I think like kind of the purpose of the game, like it's really hard to kill anybody if you're not at like point blank.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So like as soon as I got away, like I saw like they were just firing all around me, and I'm sure they were trying really hard to kill me, but I got away. And then so I like found some loot, and then I was like they have like a loot drop. I was trying to get to that, and then like the radiation started to come in, and I was like, okay, like so I like pulled up the map, and I was like, all right, well, where's it at? And then I was like, well, it kind of feels like it's all around me, because like everything is getting like grayer and hazier. It's getting fuzzy. And I was like, but like it doesn't say there's any like storm on the maps. I'm like, what the heck? And then I'm like how many people are left? Like what's going on? And come to find out, if you don't exit the map, you die. So there's no like the last man standing does not win. So I don't even know if there was anybody even still in the match or on that map at that point, because as soon like I was able to like get over to the exit, and I was just able to leave.
So it's like a constant server.
Yeah, so like if you jump into it, you don't necessarily like you can leave. Like if I jumped into it and I was like, oh, I just want to get 3 glass, and that's what I need to do the next update on my house.
Right.
I'm gonna run over and get that. And you see it on the ground and you get 3 glass. You can just go right out the exit that you came in on, and that's it.
Dude, that sounds so fun, man. It sounds so free. You said this was on the Xbox?
Yeah, it's on the Xbox. They might have it on the PlayStation, but it's a very different kind of like game mechanic where it's like you can get in and like
Get out.
get in and get out. Like if you so I did that for the second match, and then the third match I was like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna fuck some people up. And I like went in and I was like looting, and I was like, all right, I see somebody, and I was like, I'm gonna get them. And I like went over there, and then then they started firing at somebody else, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just like chill, kind of hide behind this car. And they ended up like, I think one of them killed the other person, and I like jumped out and like got him. And then I was like looking for the other person, and I like saw him dead on the ground. And I was like, wow, all right, well, that was easy. So then I like, and both those people had like first gun. Like I had the one gun and like 10 bullets. So I had got from the match previously.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, like, let me grab their guns. And then I like was able to grab, they each had like a primary and a secondary equipped. So I was able to get, I had to leave. You can only carry 4 guns. So I had to leave. I left the gun that I had and took both their guns. And then I looked through their inventories. And by the time I cleared out both their inventories, my bag was full. And I had to like even like leave some stuff there.
And you had to leave the match?
Well, I had to leave like some, like, even though like they had stuff in their bag that I couldn't take with me because my bag was full.
Drop it.
Yeah, and like there's like I think you can have like 30 items in your bag. So like I definitely was like set. And like the last 2 matches, I only got like maybe 5 to 10 items. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna bounce right over to the nearest exit. And then on the way there, I like searched some cars and got some more loot, and then I just left the match. And I like got a kill. But like I was like trying to go for the high tier loot, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that if my bag's full. Because,
right.
So like I very much could have like the next match dropped in and then be like, all right, now I'm going for it. Now I'm going for the big one. And like I guess like you can do that, and like that's cool. I think that's awesome. And like then like nobody's gonna like win, you know what I mean? So like if you're feeling kind of exhausted with the whole battle royale thing, but like you love the idea and love the concept of it, but you're just kind of exhausted with like just getting killed and stuff, like it is like honestly like if I saw somebody and they ran away, I wouldn't even bother going after them because it's just the combat is just so hard. And like the over the shoulder third person is just like, and like with the crosshair, they just have so much space. And then as soon as you pull the trigger, like the dot goes away, and then it's just like this big space with the 4 crosshairs, and there's a huge target area. So it's very hard to get somebody in. And if you are like really looking for that, like I recommend the shooting range, but it's very cool. It's very different. I've not played anything like that. And then after that match where I like left with a full bag, I was like, all right, like now I have like all this ammunition. I've got like 4 guns. And then I was able to see that I actually had other guns in my menu that I just didn't know about. So that's cool. And then like they have like a battle pass, and they're not like super I mean like it's kind of predatory. So like as soon as you open the menu, so like you can like open like the menu that you open to get into a match is the same menu that you open to like equip your things and like upgrade your house. And no matter what you do when you open that menu, the first tab is always the store. So I mean that's a little bit predatory, but like also not really, because I mean,
it's really smart because it's just like it's like masked under this guise where it's just like the shop, but really you're always being reminded that you have the ability to purchase.
Yeah, and they at this point, I think the season that they're on is about to end or about to expire. But they definitely have some really cool skins. I have not really seen anybody in a pay skin or like a skin that you have to pay for. I'm kind of excited to see what happens when I see somebody like that. That means that they like play the game, you know?
Yeah, they really play.
I think it's really cool, and I think it's definitely worth shouting out. And they also, I like the way that they have their like battle tier.
Yeah.
So like even if you don't pay for their battle pass, it like shows you what you get for each level. Like you get something for every level that you level up, and then it shows you right underneath it what you would also get if you had their battle pass. So like it's cool that like I unlocked the blueprint to make like a Bowie knife. So now if I go into a match, I will have the ability to take with me like a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Like if I die and lose that. So like if you die everything that you have is like lost. Like, you leave with nothing
That's
if you
scary.
die, which is kind of cool. Like, it really makes you feel the stakes of it.
But then you also get to hoard stuff at your menu, right? You said you get
Yeah, so like if you just like go in really quick, get what you need, and then go out, like you might not
you
ever
could
see.
stack up.
Yeah, you can really stack stuff up that way, which is cool. There's also like they have like weapon blueprints. So like if you find like I like in like that guy that I killed in his bag, there was like 2 out of 3 parts for like a blueprint that was like the next level up to the tier. Like, so I have like level 1 tier guns, and like you have to like find those blueprints, and then you have to like have the crafting material to make it. And I think that if you die, you do take that crafting material with you. But I also think like it's left. I think you take it with you, and I also think it's left in your box. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that like most of the stuff. Yeah, I'm starting to think there's 2 different things. So like if you have like something that's taking up space in your inventory, I think that you lose all that.
It sounds really interesting. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, and it's cool because like there's not that many people in a match. Which at first I thought it was just like, oh, they're just showing me that many people, but then I was like, oh, that's it. That's the people that are gonna be in this. So that's cool.
Not many people play.
I don't necessarily know if it's that, but I think they want to keep it tailored to the amount of people per the amount of space in the map.
So they do that on purpose.
I think they do that on purpose. I think they put a cap on how many people are allowed in a map. Because, I mean, you can go – I don't know if people can come in the matches as it's already going. I would be interested – I mean, that seems like it would make sense because I wonder if it's, like, open all the time, and then, like, if like, you were just trying to jump in if there's already 5 people in there. And then, yeah, I don't know. But I think that after a while, like they do like a radiation thing, and then you just gotta get out.
They like force you out.
Yeah, and and there's like if you're the last person in, like you die, so like you do have to like actually leave the map.
Do you immediately die after you're like the last one? Do you just die? Do you just drop?
No, I think
give you some time to leave.
This is speculation, but I'm pretty sure like when there's like 2 or 3 people left, they'll start the radiation, or like after a certain amount of time.
Okay. So they definitely give you a warning.
Yeah, they give you a warning, and they'll say like the radiation is coming, and then like the radiation will be coming, and then like you'll start to notice it, and then so like my health, I was like in the middle of the map, and I had to get to an exit, and it took me probably a minute or 2, and I really thought I was gonna die, but I also had some like medicine in my inventory that I used. It was like resistance to radiation for 2 minutes, and I was like, I had been in the radiation, and then I used that whole 2 minutes to try and get to an exit, and a little bit more until I actually got to one.
Wait, so you have to walk to like an actual exit?
Yes, yeah, you have to actually walk to the exits, which are at the edge of the map, and a lot of the good loot is in the middle of the map. Okay. So the map design is very interesting, and it's cool. I personally enjoy it. So, yeah, it's just like a cool take on a genre that's I feel like has been overdone. Like I feel like there's just so many battle royales, but this one just feels very different and worth highlighting.
Definitely sounds like I'm installing it. 2 games I need to install now.
Sorry, man. I didn't want to do that to you.
It's just the name of the game, man, when you do these things.
I'm excited to check something out that you're passionate about, man.
Definitely. I feel with next gen, you'll definitely get an opportunity to do that as well. And on the Switch as well. I mean, I've recommended some games already.
Yeah, I think I'm playing Breath of the Wild because of you, man.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. You said you were thinking about Smash. What's up with that? Are you still on the fence about that one?
I forgot about Smash. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go home for Christmas. I'm definitely gonna get it for that to play with my sister and probably my dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get another set of Joy-Cons, which I wish I would have just bought new Joy-Cons when I got the Switch. Because I bought the Switch used, and one of my Joy-Cons is a little bit. It's not messed up. It's not bad, but like
it drifts.
Yeah, it drifts. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. In the UK, they have a protection. Like the government has a protection where if you have a product that something like happens to it, the company's forced to replace it or fix that problem for you. So a lot of people in the UK got that problem, that sway thing, replaced by Nintendo. And I think Nintendo actually actively still replaces those because they recognize that was an issue.
Yeah, I think you can send them in and have them do it. The problem is that if I did that, I wouldn't be able to play it in handheld. I did get a Pro controller, which is nice. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, the Pro controller is nice. You did show me that.
Yeah,
I really
that
like
was
that.
so janky. So I bought this Pro controller from Target, like Target.com.
They better not do that with my PlayStation.
It was legit, and then they sent it to me in a security case.
They were not trying. They were just like, here, pack it.
I was like blown away. I was like, what? This is like, it's in the clear case that has like the security thing. And I was just like, they did not mean to do this, but they did. And I thought it was funny. So I had to break into that, had to smash it.
How was that?
It went smoother than I thought it would. And I was kind of worried that I was going to.
You would damage the remote?
I was kind of. So I basically wrapped it in a towel. And I have a Boy Scout Blake over here has a super utility hardcore rocks and steel knife, and I just banged it a couple times until I could like wedge the knife blade in there, and then I kind of like ripped it apart.
Okay, so you kind of just stabbed it until you got a hole.
Well, I kind of like with the blunt end of it, I like really kind of like hit it and tried to like break the plastic. But what I found out about these security cases is that the plastic is not brittle and it's flexible. So I was able to dent it. And then I was like, well, if I keep like brute forcing this, like it's not gonna like hold up. So then I had to like kind of like cut into it and like cut the teeth of the lid off, if that makes sense.
It does not. It does not.
I hope that you are never in a position where you have to break.
I hope so too.
It
doesn't sound fun.
But then I was like, and I kind of left it on my kitchen table because I was like, I don't really want to just throw this away because like
that's hilarious.
I ended up throwing it away because I was like, I do not need stuff in my room. But it was also funny, but it was also kind of like I don't want people to think I stole stuff.
Well, there's a funny story attached to it.
Yeah, I mean it's nice though. Have I shown you which Pro controller I got?
Yeah, the retro. I think it's the Pikachu.
Yeah, retro Pikachu. Let me grab it real quick. It's this bad boy right here. It's got,
oh, dude, I love that like rainbow.
Yeah, it is cool. I'm a big fan. It's got like yellow buttons and like Pikachu on it, which I do. I'm like I said, I've never really had a Pikachu on my team, so I was a little bit hesitant to get this one. But then shortly after I ordered it, I was able to catch a Pikachu, and I was like, it's destiny.
USB-C charger too, charger port on top.
Yeah, I have not needed to charge this yet, and I've had it for.
That's good.
Weeks. I mean,
that actually sounds kind of scary. I think you should give it a charge, Blake.
What?
I think you should give it a charge if you haven't. Yeah, you said you haven't charged it since you've got it.
I haven't charged it since I got it. It hasn't needed it.
Oh man, you should definitely give it a charge just for battery sake. I mean,
you think so? Does that make it?
Yeah, I mean for the battery health, I would imagine it does need a charge after time. It's probably just running on really low charge.
Yeah, it might be. But yeah, the USB-C is nice because that's also where my Bluetooth headphones go to. So
everything's going towards USB-C. And my MacBook Pro charges with USB-C.
Well, I'm still on the magnet game with those. This is my charger right here.
Oh man, I hate those. Don't even take that off the screen.
Oh, I love that thing, man. I thought the magnets were so cool. I'm kind of sad they took those away. I'm sad that you don't like them.
Really, dude,
maybe I am.
USB
stuck in it.
No, you're not. You're not a grandpa. You like inconveniences. Like
I do
USB-C
like the magnets.
Is so universal.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about upgrading my laptop. My laptop's older than my phone, but it's still kicking. When I got my laptop, I had some family members help me out as an investment in my education. So I was able to get like the best MacBook Pro that was available to purchase, and 15-inch too. So that was pretty cool. And I was able to.
How long have you had this puppy for?
Since 2015.
Oh man.
So I guess
5 years.
I guess actually now that I'm thinking about it, I got my iPhone in 2016. So I guess it's only 4 years. I guess my phone is only 4 years old. But even still. Yeah, I haven't updated my laptop in a while either.
Dude, that is scary. That one you really need to do, man.
Yeah, that I've been putting that one off just because you have to restart it. But I also I pretty much have my Bluetooth turned off, my Wi-Fi turned off, and I have like an adapter and I'm pretty much on the cord. So I feel like I'm protected at least a little bit on that one. But I definitely should upgrade the Wi-Fi there.
I hope
With
you
the
are.
software. All right, man. I think that we had a great episode here tonight. Next week, hopefully, we'll be able to put in our email at real time for you guys. And we're going to have to put it in post-production here. But yeah, feel free to send us an email if you guys have any thoughts. If there's a Nintendo game that you want us to check out or something that's on the Switch that's a recent port that you'd like us to highlight or maybe check out. If you send us an email, we'll definitely look into it. Can't say for certain that we'll buy, but we'd love to check some stuff out. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Do you have somebody that's always on your team? Do you have a favorite Battle Royale? Have you checked out Vigor? Is it Vigor or is it Vigor? Let us know with the email. Send us an email.
Send us an email, por favor.
Yeah, and how are you guys liking it so far? Do you guys have any suggestions or anything like that? We're very grateful to all that have listened so far. If you have any suggestions or anything, feel free to send that in there as well.
Please.
I feel like I was going to say something else, but just thanks. Yeah, how do you like the intros? How'd that turn out? That was just an idea in our heads, so hopefully that's cool for you. Do you like the Sticky Buttons pod? Email us.
You're having a little too much fun with this.
It might be. Which USBC do you like? Do you prefer that charging method or do you like the magnets too? Do you also have an iPhone 4? Friends on an iPad Touch.
I still use my iPod.
I never really downloaded much music on it. I my parents got me an iPod Touch, and about 3 months in, it fell out of my pocket when I was getting some out of my locker at school. Landed face down, shattered the screen, and I didn't have the heart to tell my parents I couldn't use it anymore. I'm pretty sure it's in a box under my bed. Sorry, Mom.
And let's end it on that note.
Sorry, Mom. All right. Have a great one, guys.